Hello YouTube, I'm back again. I'm doing part two to the interview that Aaron Orlinger did. If you don't remember from part one, Aaron is a very good guy. He lives down by Dayton, and he has an import company, Aaron Imports, and hopefully he can join the YouTube family and start doing YouTube videos also. But he's a very good guy. He's the moderator of a prepper group that I'm in called Aaron Arin. And so enough of me talking. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish enjoying the rest of his interview he did with the lady Linda Matthews from Cincinnati. Hold on.
Yeah.
If there's oil or gas floating in the water,
Okay.
you want to avoid that water.
Okay.
But I'd like to mention one other thing. I usually keep 2 of these bandanas in my emergency kit.
Okay.
There's like 55 uses for these.
Oh.
Okay.
Show me some uses.
Well, again, if you're in where there's a lot of tear gas or something,
right,
you can wet them, put them over your face to keep gas out.
Okay.
Also, in a dust storm, it helps keep dust off of you.
Right.
I can use it to fold it a certain way in a triangular formation. I can make like an arm sling.
Yeah, the arm sling, that's right.
I can fold it a certain way, put it around my leg, twist it with a stick, and make a tourniquet out of it.
Okay.
I can cut strips off of it to tie splints to my leg to use it for that. I can cut a piece off of it if I can't find no dry tinder, and I can use it for tinder for fire.
Right.
There's like 1,000,001 uses for these. And you're only talking about a couple bucks for one.
Right. And most of us would never think to take a scarf and repurpose it in all different kind of ways for an emergency. I mean, we all have a scarf in our drawer somewhere, and so, it can be used many.
I like to cover. Well, let me. Well, I'm gonna say I like to cover light. Because light is not a guarantee.
Very true.
In most disasters, you're going to be without light.
Yes.
So the simplest, and I have a couple of them on my bags, is a light stick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You just take one out. These are super safe. I used to have them when the lights would get shut off in the house. My daughter was running around the house. I'd just tie a little string to it. Has a little hook on the top. She could hang around her neck, and that gave me a chance to know where she's at.
Right.
But she'd twirl it, chase around the dogs. It turned it in a bad situation to a good time.
Right.
But all you do is it has a tube in it, and it has 2 different chemicals.
Right.
And you just twist. You hear that crack.
Right.
You see it lights up and gives off a certain amount of ambient light. Now, out here you can't see it.
Right.
But in a totally dark room, this gives you enough light to see by.
Wow.
Now, I can take a string on this, pull out my medicine cabinet, throw string inside and shut back, and utilize the mirror to help extend the light in the room.
Right.
I can also hang it or put a piece of tape on, just put it on the mirror in my bedroom, and it gives enough light to see. There's no fire hazard here.
Right.
They're very safe for the kids.
Right.
And it's just a good way of having something that if you fell asleep, you'd have to worry about a candle falling over, starting a fire.
Right, exactly.
Where you don't have to worry about this, and they make great night lights for the children too.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people, have a array of candles, and they burn out after a certain time. They only give you so much life. So these light sticks are very important to have to give you some illumination just in case there's an emergency, or just in case you don't have any power and you need to have some light in your home with your children. This is an excellent way to illuminate your home so that you could continue to do some of the everyday things that you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is another thing. It looks like a basic candle. You get 3 toolboxes. These are the NCO emergency candles.
NCO.
Yeah.
Okay.
These burn for actually 9 hours.
Wow.
This little bitty candle. It's very slow burning. It's very clean burning.
Right.
Where you go into a church, you see them burning candles all the time. You look up at the ceiling, you see all this dark
Black
sooty
smoke.
stuff.
Yeah,
this gives off no soot. It's made of beeswax and some other composite material. And by the time this burns all the way down, you only have enough wax left to be about the size of a $50.
Wow, that's
now,
amazing.
If you were trapped in a blizzard, in a snowdrift or something, you can light 2 of these and put them in your car, and using the car as shelter, this would give off enough heat to keep you from freezing to death inside the vehicle.
That is absolutely amazing.
All this is a headband,
Uh-huh.
light that goes on up on your head.
Right.
Any direction I look in, it's giving me the field of view of what I need to see.
Right.
They're real simple,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Right.
And it's got different light settings. I keep one of those in my kit.
Okay.
Then here's something else that I also sell. It's about $12.
Mm-hmm.
These are great camp lights.
Oh, my God, yes.
This will light the entire
Yes.
living room up.
Yes.
Works off of 3 AA batteries.
Right.
If you don't want that much light, you can cut it down to about right there and have enough light. Now, this is the next item I'd like to show. Now, a lot of people will buy a regular battery-powered flashlight, okay?
Right.
And they're great to have, but what you don't know is how long a disaster is going to last.
Right.
Or how large it's going to be. Most disasters are localized.
Right.
But what if it's statewide? What if it's
right.
over the tri-state area of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky? What if it's regional?
Right.
What if it's a nationwide disaster?
We've had that before.
Mm-hmm.
I would say over 10 years ago, maybe. It was more statewide. You know, the power went out up in Columbus, and, you know, I had people that were working for me at the time, and they were on their way to Columbus, and the power went out. They could not get gas. They were stuck on the expressway. So people were getting out of their cars and trying to get to a place where they can get help.
Right.
So, you know, and it was in the afternoon. The sun was going down, so everybody panicked. So what do you have?
What I try to tell people is, seeing that you don't know how long a disaster is going to last, your batteries could burn out in a few days.
Yes.
And then you're in the dark, and that's not good for morale of the family.
That's right.
So I tell them as a backup to get them a hand-cranked flashlight.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you just crank the flashlight after about 3 minutes or so to give you a couple hours of light for your flashlight. Wow. Now, let's say if you didn't want to use the hand crank, but it's a sunshiny day like today, this one comes with a solar cell on it.
Oh, man, I'm loving
and you
it.
just set it out in the sun, and it'll charge up.
Wow.
So this makes a great backup for a regular battery-powered flashlight to provide you with light under any circumstance. Well, flashlight I'd like to show you. This is called a 4-in-1 emergency flashlight.
Wow.
Again, this is hand cranked.
Amazing.
Okay. You have 2 flashlight settings. That's bright, and then that's dim.
Uh-huh.
If you set it up like this and just turn it on.
Clear again, so we drop to the upper 50s in the city, the outlying area.
You have an AM/FM radio on it. Then along with that, let's say that you're caught in a cave-in your house. You got weight pressing against you. You can hear people walk around up there, but the weight's against your chest so much that you can't holler for help.
Right.
You just pull a button back, like siren. So the search dogs will hear that sound.
Wow.
And then at that point, they can find you and rescue you.
Wow.
But also in an emergency situation, usually after 24 hours to 48 hours, the average person's cell phone will run out of power.
Most definitely. Sometime a few hours.
And if the power's down, and if you're in floodwaters or your car's damaged some kind of way where you can't go out to your car to charge it, or you just don't have a cigarette lighter adapter, you're not going to be able to get an emergency message out to first responders or your family to let them know your status.
Right.
So I'm going to show you a way to use this to be able to recharge your cell phone.
Okay.
Okay. Now what you're going to need is your cell phone charger cable. Take the wall adapter off. Hook this up.
Okay.
And let you hold that.
All right, let's hold it.
Okay. Then there's a USB port here that plugs into your cell phone.
Okay.
Then you go to your flashlight, and there's a little rubber spot here on the side with 2 little plug-in points.
Right.
The very bottom one is what you plug into.
All right.
Okay. Then I crank for about 5 minutes.
Wow, look at that.
And I can recharge my cell phone.
You guys, look, this is some good stuff. Very good stuff, because climate change is real, and you just never know when there's going to be a disaster.
Say you don't have the 4-in-1 flashlight, but you have a 9-volt battery in your property. Now what you need is your cigarette lighter adapter. You just plug your power cord into it. Now what I made was just a piece of wire, speaker cable, and I put 2 clips on the ends.
Okay.
You don't have to have the clips, you can just strip the wire, but for me it's easier to use.
Right.
You have contact points on the side of the cigarette lighter and on the top that presses down. You take your first clip or your first wire and you stick it through and connect. Then on your flashlight, on your battery, you have a hexagonal head and a circular head. The larger hexagonal head you attach your other clip to, and then you take your cigarette lighter adapter and touch the other one and push in.
Wow.
And your
Look
phone
at
will come
that.
on.
It works. I mean, simple things that you can do with things that you have right in your home.
That would put 3 to 5 minutes back onto your phone to where you could call your family up and say, hey, I'm safe, I'm okay.
Right.
Or you could call first responders and say, I need rescue.
Wow, just amazing. See, these are some of the things that, we felt it was important that you learn and that we talk about, and for other uses as well, all the things that's out there to survive.
Well, basic bread and butter is going to be a good knife, and I also recommend a good machete.
A good machete. Okay, so...
Because with a knife, and this is a real nice one by Smith & Wesson, it's a multi-use item. Anything that's multi-use is a definite must-have in your bag.
Okay.
I can use this to clean game with. I can use it as a digging tool.
Right.
I could take this and, if I'm constructing a shelter, be able to carve notches or whatever to tie off.
Right.
And as well as that, you got the obvious use of self-defense.
Right.
But I can take small pieces of wood, put up there on it, and I can take the back of an axe, or I can take a rock and hit, and I could use it also split wood to try to make a fire with.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that would be the same way with a machete.
Nice. I love it.
This has a saw on the back of it.
Okay.
I can use this to cut a trail with, especially if you're going to your favorite fishing hole, basically.
Right, yes.
And then, along with that, you can use this to clean game with, especially large game where you got to chop to remove whole quarter portions.
Right.
This would give you the ability to cut through.
Okay.
Obvious use of self-defense. And
so it's a knife and a saw.
Right.
Oh,
and
wow.
then you can also use this in shelter construction.
Right. Just in case you need to build something to keep the elements off of you for that small period of time.
Another use that I recommend for this, with a machete, I have a long reach.
Okay.
So if there's snakes out there and I'm being attacked by a snake, this gives me the advantage to be able to get to him before he can get to me.
You.
Right.
Wow. Okay, that's smart. I love it. So tell us about this next one in between these two. What's that one? That's
this here?
This one there.
This?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what they call a survival blade. It's a much larger knife.
Okay.
Again, multi-use item. As I said, what you could use that knife for, this one would be used for, but it's just a bigger blade.
Just a bigger blade.
Yeah, a lot more intimidating and things.
Okay.
And it's got a heavy blade to it, so you can do a lot of chopping with it.
Right. Amazing. And then what do we have over there?
Here. This is considered to be a military tomahawk.
Wow.
Obvious self-defense use.
Right.
But, again, I can chop wood.
Right.
I can cut game quarters off with it.
Right.
Anything if I was preparing food, chopping up vegetables. Multi-use item.
Multi-use item. Nice. I mean, I'm a knife person, so I love knives. And then what do we have right here?
Okay.
This one.
Now this is just a what's called an M48 shovel. As you can see, I have a shovel here as well. Shovel is a multi-use item. Again, you can dig a slit trench for your latrines with it.
Okay.
You use it in shelter construction.
Right.
Also, if push came to shove, it becomes a weapon
to
defend yourself with.
That's nice. I mean, in case of that, and especially if you are out and you're driving and a disaster happens.
Okay. Again, in my get-home bag, I keep enough food and water for a total of 36 hours.
Okay.
In my bug-out bag, I keep enough food and water for 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
Okay. I really like the military's MREs.
Right. So what does MRE stand for?
Meals ready to eat.
Meals ready to eat. Yes.
The human body needs a total of 1,000 calories a day to function properly.
Okay.
You start going too far below that for extended period of time, you're going to get organ failure.
Okay.
MREs have 1,100, 1,300 calories in them.
Okay.
Now this one here happens to be the vegetarian chili with beans.
Okay.
Inside of it, you'll have your main entree item.
Okay, let's see that.
And when you open the box, there's a foil packet in there that has the entree in it.
And for all you vegetarians, it's right down your alley.
Right. Then your next item is sugar cookies. You'll either have sugar cookies or you have oatmeal cookies.
Okay, so hey, and we even get a sweet treat with it as well. So all of us like cookies, right?
Then the next item, those are 2 tortillas.
Tortillas.
That you can put your chili into.
Okay, tortillas. I mean, this is just absolutely a great thing.
That's a dried fruit package. You
All
either
right.
have dried fruit, and that tastes like candy.
Okay.
Or you'll have a trail mix, or you have something called corn nuts.
Okay.
One of those would be in here.
And the kids would love this.
And your next item is you have your long-handled spoon.
Oh, okay. You got your spoon. And it's not just one of those, regular plastic spoons. These are spoons that are sturdy, that you could do other things with as well. Yeah.
Then you have your toothpick and napkin.
Oh. So you have everything, a toothpick and a napkin.
Little wet nap.
Oh, wow. You have everything in this.
Now, you have a packet of creamer.
All right. For all you coffee drinkers.
Packet of coffee.
Oh. Instant coffee.
And a packet of sugar.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you can have, after you clean your water, now you can just have you some coffee.
And I only recommend a half a cup.
A half a cup.
Otherwise, the coffee's going to taste kind of weak.
Weak, okay,
Right.
half a cup.
Then what you have here is, this is orange. You have grape. You have country time lemonade. You have different flavors.
Okay.
That's your beverage powder that you pour into your canteen.
Right.
Or you pour it into your bottled water.
Right.
To give the water more flavor, especially if it's purified water and you use something like iodine to purify with. That's going to have a real brackish taste.
Right.
That makes the water more palatable.
And it has the electrolytes in it, too. So, this is good for kids, babies. In case of an emergency, you don't have milk, this is something you can use for your babies as well.
That's crushed red peppers.
Oh, yeah. We know about those crushed red peppers, right?
And then you have your salt and pepper packet.
Salt and pepper. So, I mean, you actually have everything you need with one of these meals. So I think it's important that we at least have. So, Aaron, what else do you have for us?
I want to say this before I go any further. Going back to basic bread and butter for someone looking to be disaster ready.
Right.
Proper threat assessment is the first step.
Right.
Second step is developing a plan that you discuss with your family.
Right.
Third step, putting together a disaster kit. Fourth step will be a food and water pantry.
Right.
All right. Now, what you have in your refrigerator and your deep freeze, that's going to be your perishables.
Right.
Once the power's cut, the deep freeze will keep the refrigerator will keep it good for 24 hours.
Right.
After that, you're going to be throwing away a lot of products.
A lot of food. Yes.
So, your first level of your food pantry will be your perishables. Your second level is going to be your canned goods.
Okay.
Okay. You can buy cans of tuna fish, or you can get the packets.
Okay.
I've got a can here of Dinty Moore beef stew.
Right.
Right. You can get a can of chili, any sort of soup. Those products will keep anywhere from 2 years to almost 8.
Okay.
Because I don't know if people know this or not, but you can't eat food beyond the expiration date that's on it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So, and the second level is also foods that require very little preparation.
Yes.
That's going to be key.
Yes.
Because in a grid down scenario, you're not going to have a lot of resources to heat up food. So if a meal is going to take more than 14 minutes to prepare, you've got the wrong food.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Then another item here, and this is a basic staple in some households, little romaine noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're all
hot water,
that one.
and you have a meal.
Yes. Yes.
There's very little nutritional value, if any, in them.
Right.
It's what you add to them that gives them the nutritional value.
Right.
But again, just boiling some water for 5 minutes, and you're filling up bellies.
Right. That's right.
So then your third level of your food pantry is going to be your long-term food. That'd be your freeze-dried.
Right.
And it also would be your dry products such as rice, beans, grits, oatmeal, any sort of dry product like pasta.
Right.
That will be the foundation of your third level. And then your fourth level is either a container with a bunch of seeds in it that you can grow food with.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to need
Yeah.
a renewable food source if you're getting that far into the future.
Right.
And
I'm one who, I travel with my seeds. My seeds is always in my car because I never know, you know, what's going to happen. You know, some seeds, like pumpkin seeds, things like that, you could practically eat.
True.
But, you know, I always travel with my seeds, just in case. Just in case.
But going back to the third level, which is your freeze-dried food or your dry goods, rice itself has a 5-year shelf life.
Okay.
Okay. If it's brown rice, because of the oil in it, only has 4-year shelf life.
Right, right.
So brown rice or peanut butter, anything with oil in it, you can only count on 4 years because the oil goes rancid after 4 years.
Right.
But white rice, if you repackage it using oxygen absorbers and mylar bags, you can get 20 to 30 years out of rice.
Right. Okay. So what kind of bags are these now?
Mylar bags. They're a silver foil bag, and the military uses them to put their MREs in.
Okay.
And I sell them there. You get a big 6-gallon one for about $2. Okay. And you can put it down into a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with 40 or 50 pounds of rice, drop 2 oxygen absorbers in the top, fold the lid over, put a board underneath it, and just iron it shut with a hot iron. Overnight, the oxygen absorbers will draw the air out of the bag, and that bag will pull in around the food. You put a lid on the bucket, stack it up, that food's going to be good for 30 years.
Wow. Did you hear that, guys? 30 years.
Okay, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed Aaron's video. And I'd like to say thank you very much to Aaron for letting me air in his video. And everybody stay safe.